What you're looking at here is the matrix from the Colorado Department of Education that we have to complete for our alternative licensure program reauthorization visit coming up this spring. And around about March, they're going to be doing their visit. But we have to collect materials and submit and upload this stuff by October 1st. So we're asking for help from every professor from at least one professor who has recently taught all the courses in our 10-course sequence for the alternative licensure program. We're asking you to take a look at this matrix and help us fill it out. You'll need your syllabus, the most recent syllabus, in order to do this. And I'll explain why that's important in just a minute. We'll also ask for the most recent syllabus if we haven't done that already. We have only two. In alternative licensure, we don't have to, there's less we have to prove for these programs. And we don't have to prove like content competency. We don't have all those standards we have to worry about, so it makes it considerably easier. We have the teacher quality standards, which is what you're seeing here, all 17 elements of the 4 Colorado teacher quality standards that we have to exhibit evidence that we cover, and then also the EL standards. Most of those will be hit in curriculum 5750, but if you hit any, take a look at these, and in your courses, if you cover anything related to these, please enter that information as well. You'll see that I've already started on this. I've added information for curriculum 5018 and curriculum 5020, which are the alternative licensure seminar courses when they are out working as a teacher of record. That's what those courses are, in case you don't know. These are mostly under level 3 and level 4 activities. Let me explain that real quick if you haven't done these before. A lot of you have probably done these before, so this is somewhat old hat, but if you haven't, this is the only even remotely complex part of this, I think. Level 1 is candidates have opportunity to discover, gain knowledge, comprehension of information through course readings, testings, and discussions. So that's the most common activities. The more common activities in your courses probably fall under level 1. So if you have level 1 activities, you'll be looking at this column, and you'll enter your course number and name in there. If you have an activity or assignment or reading that covers one of the 17 elements, of course, read through them all and figure that out and check the EL standards as well. Level 2, candidates have the opportunity to practice, so apply knowledge, analyze issues and questions through observations, project activities, and assignments. So if they're practicing applying the skill in some way, if you have an activity, if you make them observe in classrooms outside of yours, any way that they're applying, then that would be a level 2. So of course, level 2 columns where you'd be looking. And most likely in our courses, level 1, probably a lot of level 1, a handful of level 2. And level 3 and level 4 we pretty well have covered with 5018 and 5020. Level 3 candidates have the opportunity to demonstrate knowledge in a field setting or as a teacher of record. Well, they're out in the field as teacher of record in 5018 and 5020. So we've got level 3 covered there. And level 4 candidates receive feedback and reflect on their practice. Of course, that's part of the mentoring relationship in 5018 and 5020 as well. So we pretty well can cover the bases there. We don't have to fill in every box. We just have to have addressed all of the 17 elements and all of the EL standards. The EL standards will probably be more sparse. It's more difficult to fill in every box there. Teacher quality standards, not as hard to fill in all the boxes, but we don't have to, so don't feel any pressure there. What you're going to do is you're going to take your course, your knowledge of your course, and you have your course syllabus sitting beside you. No doubt if you've taught it, you know the course well. I was able to look at all these elements, and because I've been involved with 5018 and 5020 for 3 years now, I know them well enough to know what we cover and what we don't. So it's pretty easy for me to think through that. So do the same with your course. Read through them, put a note where your course covers that element. Again, it doesn't have to cover them all. And it certainly won't. But if you think your course covers them, and you put the course number in the first spot in one of these 4 boxes, and then over here in the comments, out comes evidence. And this says you only need this if syllabi and modules contain limited information. I think it's worth still noting here what the assignment name is. so that the reviewers, because they're going to look at your syllabus to make sure, because your syllabus is providing the evidence that it actually happens. You can say anything you want in here. The syllabus provides evidence that it's happening. So I think it's good practice just to put your whatever assignment. So if you covered it if you covered it in your class, what's the assignment? What's the reading? What's the paper that you had them write that covers that? Just make a quick note over here in this column. And then when they look at your syllabus, they should be able to easily find that. Otherwise, you have to put really pretty detailed information in your syllabus, which is good too if you have detailed information. I just think this would make, as a reviewer, this would, because I've looked at some of these before, this would make it pretty easy to find. I think we want to make it easy to find. So course number, activity name, paper name, whatever, here, and then make sure that's reflected, make sure they can find that in your syllabus as fact, as something that you actually do. Really, that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. As you're going through, if you've already submitted your syllabus to us, as you're going through this, if you realize you want to put a little more detail in your syllabus or something like that, just resubmit the syllabus with the revisions you made when you're done, so that we have the most recent copy of your syllabus to send to CDE, because that's what the reviewer is going to look at, is what we send them. Just a final note here. I put in my syllabus for 5018 and 5020, I don't put a ton of detail, so I put a little more detail here. But I'm also going to include as an addendum to my syllabus the assignment descriptions, because I even just have each major assignment written out in greater detail. You know, it's a page or two long, so I don't like to include that in my syllabus. But I'm going to include that in the evidence that I send up to CDE so that they can see the more detailed aspects of the assignment, just in case. And basically, a couple of assignments cover most of what I put here, so that's the reason I needed to provide more detail. You probably won't. But anyway, that's the gist of it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. This is Kurt Turner. I'd be glad to answer your questions. Again, probably most of you know more about this than I do. I really appreciate your help on this project.